Look at now Voyager. What could be more artificial or ridiculous? But you believe it. You believe it. But it's got to be done with utter sincerity and utter truth, and you can carry off anything. What could be more sentimental than It's a Wonderful Life, but carried off with such precision and such commitment to that sentimentality that you want the world to be like that. You just do. It seems to me that if it's done properly, memory is so powerful, because it's not a foreign country. And people who suffer from that disease where they lose their memory, they find their whole personality undermined because they don't know who they are. And we are a collection of timeless moments. That's what we are. And if you're trying to show those tiny moments, which in themselves are not important, but are important to the character, that power has to come, because what you do, certainly as a child, you experience the world every day, but intensely, and you remember only the intensity. We got our first television in 1960, I think, and in 1961 or 62, over 4 nights, Alec Guinness read from memory all of the 4 quartets. From memory. I remember being knocked out by it. I had no idea what they meant, but I had to go and buy them. I've read them ever since. I read them once a month. Because what they are about the nature of being human. They're about the nature of memory, and they're about the subjective perception of the world. And once you've begun to realize that your response to the world is subjective, the thing that you look at changes. For the roses had the look of flowers that are looked at. It's a wonderful phrase. But also the terror of being alive. He does this in Prufrock, which he wrote when he was 22. It's not fair. Fabulous. But it's the terror of life, but also the courage to go on. And I saw that in my own mother, who had a very, very bad time with my father because he was psychotic. Luckily, he died, but she never was bitter, never bitter. Her attitude was, well, we get on with it now. Cinema captures what goes on behind the eyes. You can move in and out of time and always know where you were. For instance, if you track right to left and dissolve, an audience will not only read it as time passed, they will read it, it's definitely in the past. You track left to right and dissolve, and something's going to happen in the future. Nobody's told them that, but that's what it's read as. That doesn't work, of course, if you're Arabic. There's always something. There is some special magic about cinema that in a room full of people in the dark, the collective consciousness watches the film, but everyone feels that they are the only one who's being told the secret. And I love that. And I love when images move with music. That's so thrilling. Because of, seeing American musicals, which is all about movement and song. You look at, say, Singing in the Rain, that big number is done from only 8 camera positions. 8. It goes back to a previous one, so there's 9 shots, but it's only 8 camera positions. And it's seamless. And it seems to go on for a long, long time, but it's 8 camera positions. I love that. I very rarely go now, but when you see something that's proper cinema, and you can suspend your disbelief, that's wonderful. I can't anymore. It's really, really difficult to suspend my disbelief anymore. But I think it's got such power. But very often used to bludgeon you, and I don't want to be bludgeoned, I want to be able to respond to what I look at and interpret the ambiguity that arises between the cuts. If I'm told everything, then I might as well stay home. Send me a pressy. I'll settle for that. I'm not singing because you don't deserve that. And fan.